Hello and welcome back. So today we are going to talk about QA and QC. Okay, this is for freshers who are now applying for jobs in pharma industries. Okay, so many times it happens that you don't have, or many of you don't have an idea about what QA is or what does this department does and what does QC does. Okay, so there is difference and both of these departments are very important. Okay, so in this video we will be talking about briefly the work and what does these departments focus on. Okay, and what is the role of a microbiologist in say QC or QA. Okay, so basically this video is okay if you're working or you're applying in food industry or pharma industry or any agricultural biofertilizer industry. Okay, all these industries who has any kind of product, they have to test that product and they have to maintain the quality. Okay, so the testing of the product is done in QC, that is quality control. Okay, and quality assurance is another department which monitors the quality. Okay, it checks that the same quality product is delivered every time. Okay, so it may be medicine or it may be anything related to food like chocolates. Okay, and in agricultural or biofertilizers it can be any kind of biofertilizer, okay, or any kind of spray or liquid formulation, right? So in case of each type of product there is QC and QA. Okay, actually a industry it has many departments starting from HR department, then administrative work is handled there, then there is, we can say, raw materials department separately, then wastewater treatment, that is also one department where a microbiologist can apply. Okay, then there is QA QC, then there is manufacturing units. Okay, there is a dispatch or packing department differently. Okay, so there are various kinds of departments, right? And today we are going to focus on QA and QC. Okay, so if you are a microbiologist and you are applying, then you should have this basic idea that what is the difference between QA and QC. Okay, so whenever a product is manufactured, the product, say for example it is a active pharmaceutical ingredient. Okay, a component that is used in making medicines. Okay, that is known as API. Okay, active pharmaceutical ingredient. Okay, so that is a powder kind of product and that is manufactured in a particular industry. Okay, so what will QC do? Okay, so QC will do sampling of that product and it will take that sample to the department and it will test. Okay, it will analyze the product. Okay, then what are the chemical compositions? Okay, then how is the solubility? Okay, are there any contaminations, other chemicals? Okay, that all is done in QC. From a point of microbiologist, the microbial contamination is checked. Okay, the water which is used for making that particular product, that is checked. Okay, if the raw material which is being used, if the company has any issue or it has any doubt, then it will give that raw material to the QC department. Okay, so the QC or the quality control department, it can work on various types of products or say samples or substances which are being used in industry for making any kind of product or substance that is being used in a process. Okay, even that can be tested in QC. Okay, as quality it also depends on all these intermediate materials or substances which are being used in making the product. Okay, and the QA, the role of QA is to monitor the process. Okay, monitor the SOP is the person who is working in QC or who is working in the manufacturing plant. Is he or she following it or not? Okay, so the audit may take place, the QA may go around the manufacturing unit, or say even in QC, the person will monitor how the analyst in QC is working. Is he following all the SOPs all the steps, how he is handling the instruments. Okay, then paperwork, documentation. Okay, every time when an instrument is being handled, the logbook entries are done or not. Okay, so everything related to the documentation is monitored by QA. Okay, QA actually strictly monitors whether the data is manipulated or not. Okay, the very finely the audit is done. Okay, each and every entry in the logbook, okay, is followed. Okay, how much time it takes for a person to run a HPLC, then to do physical chemical test. Okay, all these data is studied by a QA person, and then accordingly the logbook entries are checked. Okay, so the wet work, or we see dry lab work and wet lab work. Okay, so actually the wet lab work all is done in QC, and the dry lab work, that is related to the data and documentation, using formats and all, that all is handled by QA. Okay, so this is the basic difference. Okay, so now let's read these points. So it ensures that the product is being produced in a right way by following the proper process and documentation to meet the required standards. Okay, next is QA. It ensures this by doing small audits, say per week or fortnightly, that means once in 15 days. Okay, depending on the industry this may vary, or even many times it happens that a surprise audit is taken by QA, where I will tell you, in say in a microbiology lab, the person will see whether the autoclave is validated or not, the labels which you put on the particular instrument, they are updated or not. Okay, then how the disinfection is done, what are the disinfectant solutions which are used, what are the medias you use, have you done the entry in your logbook. Okay, even when you weigh a particular media in microbiology lab, you have to write the amount that you had used. Okay, so the person tallies the balanced media. Okay, so even that is monitored, and even if there is a mistake, or there is say loss of media for say 3 to 4 grams, then you have to answer to the QA person that where that media you have used. Okay, so that is also considered as data manipulation. Okay, so these are some small tricks, and not tricks, I can say these are very small points that a QA person tries to catch you there. Okay, so when you are working in QC, you it may happen that if you are new to this department, then you may have a little bit burden on your head, because QA, it has a dominance over QC. Okay, so the person keeps on monitoring, right? Then next is QA is, sorry, yeah, during audit the process, logbooks, documentation, calibration, validation, labels, etc. are checked, as I said. Okay, then next is process based approach. Okay, so the QA will look only if you are following the process, the system or not, right? Then QA is proactive, and it manages the quality. Okay, if there is a problem in a particular product, that if it is not meeting the standards or criteria given or specified, then QA has to think on that what went wrong. Okay, and QA will try to manage the quality, to improve the quality, to develop the quality. Okay, so that is the role of the QA. Now in case of QC, this department actually does the testing of product to see whether the product meets the required standards. Okay, the product may be anything, raw material, water, even in process or finished product. Okay, if product meets the required standards, then it is given as the product passes. Okay, all the paperwork is done, and this batch is then submitted to the QA for approval. Okay, then the QA approves the batch, and then the product is dispatched. Okay, so this is the work of QC. QC is product based approach. Okay, so QC will focus on the samples of say product or water or anything, right, or even the chemicals which are used in making or manufacturing. So QC verifies the quality and it is reactive, right? QA is proactive. Okay, so in QC you may get a raw material for testing, in process material for testing, finished product is the final product for testing, water testing is also done. Okay, so what is the role of microbiologist? Say you have to do day-to-day sampling and testing. You have to follow SOPs like while entering in laminar airflow room or MLT room, you have to do gowning. Okay, then you step in, you do your work, and while coming out, you have to degowning. You have to do degowning. That is, you need to remove that gown, keep it in your uh, locker, and then you come out. Okay, so each time you go in, come out, you have to do logbook entry. How much time you have used the LF or say biosafety cabinets, even that you have to do a logbook entry. Okay, so this is the role of microbiologist. Then after doing your analysis, you incubate your plates, right? So even at that time you have to do logbook entry, and then you have to do result interpretation. Okay, so depending on your result interpretation, you will report the particular batch if it has passed the criteria or not. Okay, then this reporting is also done to QA. If any product or batch fails to meet any standard, then you have to report to QA immediately. Okay, so this is the basic role of microbiologist. So now if you are a microbiologist and you want to work in QA, then during the time of interview you may get questions on microbiology, but when you will enter the QA department, it is not necessary that you will be given QC microbiology QC department to handle. Okay, you have to work overall, you have to handle all types of documents, you have to learn everything there. Okay, so starting from preparation of SOPs, correcting the SOPs, then editing the format. Okay, so all these basic type of work is also done by QA. Okay, then approving the particular SOP or particular format. Okay, you have to follow the logbook entries, you have to keep the records, or data entry has to be done properly even in QA. Okay, so quality monitoring and audit functions, this is also a role of QA, very important role of QA. It determines that the product meets all the applicable specifications and that it was manufactured according to the internal standards of GMP. GMP is good manufacturing process. Okay, so now I had told you a lot about QA. Okay, so it has to determine whether the product is uh, meeting all these applicable specifications or not. Okay, then QA, it provides advice and guides towards internal and external regulations. Okay, so if there is any change in regulations, then even QA has to work on that. QA has to implement that particular regulation in the industry. Okay, so QA, it controls all types of documentations, it does audits, it has to do risk assessment if a particular batch fails, then it also has to do CAPA, that is CAPA, that is corrective and preventive action. Okay, so it is a process which investigates and solves problems, identifies the cause, and it takes corrective actions and prevents the recurrence of the root cause. Okay, so that you will learn if you enter QA. Okay, so if you're working in QC and if there is any problem or there is a system failure or say a particular batch fails, then you have to give a CAPA, that is corrective and preventive action. Okay, so this was about QA and QC. Okay, so there is one more term, that is quality management. Okay, so quality management is depends on QA and QC both. Okay, so how it works, it works on the performance analysis and improvement. Okay, so if there is any problem while analysis of a particular product, if there is any say failure in particular criteria, then the quality management is done, that is the improvement is done. Okay, and that is also done by QA. QA ensures that the development is done, improvement is done to meet that particular quality. Okay, so this is one more term that you may come across while having say interview. You may get a question that what is quality management. Okay, so this is a very good image that I got on internet, and it tells you that how each department is interlinked. Okay, to get a good feedback, to provide a very good service, the product should be good, the quality should be good. Okay, so all these uh, little checkpoints has to be met by each and every product. Okay, so this was about QA and QC briefly. Okay, so I hope you got an idea, a clear idea about what is difference between QA and QC. Okay, so thank you for watching. Do like these videos, share these videos with your friends, and do subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram by the same name, Microbial Concepts. Thank you.